I mean, I've been a vegan now for 30 years, and I mean, it just gets better and better. I haven't been to a doctor. I haven't had health insurance in 30 years either. But yeah, you know, it's just freedom from all of that. You know, I mean, sometimes I laugh. In fact, today we went to just going through, but all these things in the drugstores. You know, this whatever they have, Midol and X-Lax and Right Guard and Viagra and all kinds of stuff. You know, and you just don't need any of that stuff. And there's just this sense of that we can be free on the physical health level, but the freedom on our physical health level to just feel great and really I think is a product of living lives where we're not causing violence, because we're not this idea that we're born into some kind of a universe that's essentially malevolent, where you have to kill somebody to be healthy. You have to do some kind of violent thing. And to realize how that's not true. It's it's like we've all been given this gift of physical bodies that don't require any being to suffer to feed them. And yet, as a culture, we're born into this culture that says, well, too bad. We're going to take this gift and we throw it back in the face of the Creator, and so we're going to stab and kill anyway. And and so the thing that we have to remember is that the animals who are brutalized by eating animal foods, who are hyper-confined and mutilated in all terrible, horrible ways, they cannot retaliate in any way. What's a chicken going to do? What's a cow going to do? They just take it. They just take the horrible suffering that we inflict on them. But what we don't realize, amazingly enough, is that our violence towards them always retaliates in some way or another, as cancer, as insanity, as frustration, as a culture that's unraveling and devastating itself and the planet. Our violence does retaliate. As Paul said in the Bible, God is not mocked. What you sow, you will reap. And this is the essential thing. So in a sense, being a vegan is the most selfish thing you can do, because there's this wonderful thing of, it just creates the opportunity for enormous joy, happiness, fulfillment, and inner peace. And people who are eating animal foods, unfortunately, are sowing the seeds of just the opposite of that all the time. So we should have great compassion for people who are eating animal foods, I think. Anyway, the second chapter goes into the history. Okay, I did that. Third, I'll just say a couple of things. The next few chapters go into sort of how all this works, how we actually get to eat animal foods, and the social forces behind all that.